So, lighting, super exciting, and that rhymes. Okay, so we have got 3 types of lighting that we could use in a self-tape. I'm going to start with my favourite and work my way to my least favourite, and I'm going to tell you why. So, I personally think softbox lights are the best. You can find a good softbox light, and I recommend that you get 2, and you can get them as a pair on eBay. So the ones that I got were £35 from eBay, softbox lights. They came with 2 of the actual boxes, the cover that goes over the front of them, the special bulbs, because they're almost like industrial curly bulbs. And that is it. That is all you get with those. I think they're the best because they're the least harsh whilst being super bright. So there's been times before when, let's say Sebastian, who just put his thumbs up, has done a self-tape, and it's been quite a harsh light on his face, because softbox lights have a little revolver on the side where you can angle them away. So yes, whilst they're big, and I live in a tiny house, so they barely fit in here, but if you have a slightly bigger space, you can move those around to suit it to be less glary, so you can angle them better, so you can have one a bit further away, one facing slightly up, and that's going to stop shadows, and it's going to stop like a complete glare and shine on your face, which can be kind of distracting, and then sometimes you look like you haven't got a nose, and well, that's a bit strange. So softbox lights are my absolute... Sorry, my mum's just...
So the cat doesn't come in.
Oh, so the cat doesn't come in, sorry. Yeah, so what you don't want is to have glare in your face so you don't look like you have a nose, and you don't want any shadows. So softbox are perfect to go with your perfect tripod, because you can move them around your room, which is what you need. You can get ring lights. So ring lights, think like YouTuber, and I feel a bit like a YouTuber now. Like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. A lot of YouTubers use ring lights. You can get mini ones that they attach on your phone. So they're like a clip, and they clip to the top, so you can use it on your front camera or your back camera. You can get ones that are like freestanding on like a little tripod. I think ring lights are more expensive than softbox lights. You could get one that was about £35 on eBay. I didn't check Amazon. I'm more of an eBay person than an Amazon person. Don't ask me why. However, I have a mini grievance with ring lights. My issue with ring lights is the circle that they leave in your eyes. So you know, when you watch a lot of YouTubers, like particularly like makeup artist ones, and you're like, oh my god, your foundation looks amazing, how did you do that? Oh, your eyes, are you a robot? I personally don't like that. As I said before, I think your acting comes from your eyes. I think self-tapes are golden opportunities to be able to, you know, show off, this is my face, this is what I look like, this is my acting, without, you know, the pressure of being in the room, the fumbling on the words, which, to be honest, I do if, you know, in a normal environment. I'm doing it right now. So I think your acting comes from your eyes. If your eyes are not visible, a little bit like when I was saying about eyeline, you know, let's say I'm looking directly in the camera right now. Now I'm looking at myself. So like there's a difference to the side, like what Laura was saying Monday. What Laura and Terence were saying on Monday. So my issue with ring lights is that they leave a ring in your eye, which I think is distracting, takes away their sort of your acting. However, if you do have a ring light and you're sat there like, Georgia told me I can't use my ring light, fear not. A little trick to get around that is, if you are filming in the day, and obviously this is only going to work in the day, if you have your ring light, do your amazing acting or singing or whatever it is that you're doing, but if you place the ring light in front of your window, so as an example, my window to my garden is right in front of me here, so if I was to put the ring light in front of the window, then hopefully, fingers crossed, what should happen is the natural light, I don't know if you can hear my house phone going. Who still has a house phone? very strange, sorry. Lost my train of thought. So if you put your ring light in front of your window, hopefully the natural light should counteract the ring light in your eyes. So that's kind of a way that you can get around that. But then I think if you start doing that, then what's the point of having a ring light? You might as well just have a I know, she just answered going, hello. My mum has a telephone voice. Does anyone else parents have a telephone voice? Honestly. Yeah, so I think if you're counteracting the light from a ring light, there's no point. You might as well just have a softbox light because you're not going to get that ring in your eyes. So that's my kind of grievance with ring lights. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan. The third type of light is your good old classic natural light. I have some issues with the natural light as well, I'm very sorry. So my problem with natural lighting is you're now limited to when you can film your self-tape. So what's the time now? 9 minutes past 4. Oh my gosh, I've been rambling for 9 minutes. So it's 9 minutes past 4. It's kind of cloudy. I've actually pulled, might be best if I show you. So I've pulled, this is my horse. So I've kind of pulled my curtain over a little bit, and then that one's a little bit more open to stop the glare, because when I also don't have a tripod and I'm propping up my phone. I feel like a fraud if you watch my last video. So if I pull this back, it's a little bit more glary. Can you see like here? It's kind of distracting, isn't it? So if I pull that over, it's a little bit, it's a little bit less glary. So those are the things you're going to need to think about if you're doing your self-tape with natural lighting. Obviously you're limited to the times of day that you can do it, because obviously you need natural light. Your other problem is that you're potentially going to have a lot of shadows, and no one likes a shadow. They're really distracting. Obviously I don't think a shadow is the be-all and end-all, as in, oh, she had a shadow, we will not cast her in this new Netflix series. You know, that's probably not going to happen. But it's just distracting. And if, you know, Sally and Sarah are doing it, you know, perfect, it's kind of like you want to be perfect too. So that's my problem with natural lighting. My other problem with natural lighting is, as you can see, I'm in my living room, a little bit like MTV Cribs. So not many people have a window and then a wall right behind. So I don't know if you saw my last video, it's saved on the U Management Instagram page. So go back and check that out about tripods. What you can see, how I've done the tape, is I've got a grey background in the back, because obviously I can stand up against the wall and I can tape it to the wall because I was using softbox lights. The issue with using a window is obviously, like, if I was going to do a self-tape right now, I've got a whole room behind me. How distracting. I know loads of you are sat there like, why has she still got plastic on her lampshade? Do you know what I mean? So a casting director is probably going to be doing exactly the same thing. Also, get some new light bulbs. So that's my problem with natural lighting. You're going to need to fashion it so it's not, so there's no glare like this one. So it just becomes a little bit more fiddly. I think really softbox lights are the way to go. Does anyone have any questions whilst anyone's here that I could answer right away? And I can raise this eyebrow, but I can't raise this eyebrow. So don't ask me that. No? I'll do a mini recap, a super quick one. Softbox lights, about £35-ish on eBay. Oh, how can you stop the shadow? Great question. Okay, so with the natural lighting one, with a ring light, that's a difficult one, because I think that, again, you're going to need another light to counteract the ring light. So if you've got the ring light, and where's your shadow usually? Is it going to be sort of to the side of you when you're moving? You're going to need a bigger light behind it or to the side of it to stop that, to stop that shadow. So if you were to put your ring light in front of the window, if I had a ring light on right now, let's say I had that light on behind me and the natural light, that shouldn't create a shadow. Whereas if it's a dark room or a darker room and you've just got that ring light, then you're going to have that behind you, so you're going to need a bigger light in front of you to light the darker area. The shadow is obviously created when you've got a dark space. So I am the dark space. So if you can light make light go around you, then that is what's going to stop it. So off a ring light, that's why I don't like them. I'm really sorry. But with a softbox light, Chris said something about 2, didn't you? 2 or 1 box light. Mine came with 2, but I use 1 and it's enough, I think. Am I missing something? Chris, I've got no idea. I'll have a look. If you want to send me a tape, do. I usually use 2. Not that I do, Seb does. Seb usually uses 2. If it is daytime and 2 is too much, but you're not sure if there is a shadow or whatever, because they're on the hinges, you can push them up. So 9 times out of 10, actually what happened last time when I filmed the one about tripods, 1 softbox light was actually facing up at the ceiling and 1 was facing me but a bit further back, and then that kind of just lit the room because it was daytime when I did it, so it kind of just made an even light throughout the room, if that makes sense. If you feel that 2 is too much because you're in a small room, then yeah, just use 1. It is dependent on who you are, where you are, what other lights going on around you. So I don't think you're missing anything, just trial and error. Well lit whilst I'm doing a full body self-tape. Do you know what? Full body self-tapes are the bane of life. I'm absolutely sure of it. How do you keep it well lit? You might need to use, if you have softbox lights, have the 2, push them right back so your room is lit. Depending on your room, if you're doing it at night time or when it's darker outside, then you might need to use like another light as well. So like this kind of light, if that's behind you, to then have pushing back and further out, so then you're lighting more of your space. Think if you were on a studio set, where would the lights be? Well, they're not going to be up close, so they're going to be further away, because if you're filming full body, obviously you don't really want them in. If I'm completely honest with you, if they were in shot, would I not give you the job because of that? Like, no, that's so trivial. Yeah, probably further away. You then want to make the whole room more lit. Oh my god, there's loads. So many people have so many questions. So you want me to put the ring light bit further away from you? Yeah, I think because it's the ring in the eyes. They're also usually quite glary because they're super I don't want to say LED in case I'm wrong, but they're super bright lights, which can give you that glare. Another reason why I don't like them. So yeah, you try it a bit further away. You can do it. Depends if it's a little one on your phone or if it's a big one. See a little hamster go around in my head. Yeah, try a little bit further away, see if that works. And then it could be closer if you need it to, if you've got, oh, I choked. Oh no, she's going down. If you put the natural light behind it, then that hopefully should work. Or try further away, but ultimately you're still going to get it. That also then might create a shadow. Trial and error, definitely depends on the time of day, I think. Any makeup recommendation for certain lighting? Oh, that's a tough one. All completely subjective, I think. I have combination skin, so I tend to not use products that are too oily or too mattified. I think if you look too shiny in a self-tape with the lights, let's say you've got ring lighting, super bright lights, okay, and you are shiny, so you've got like loads of highlighter on and whatnot, that's just going to add glare because it's adding light. So if you think certain makeup is going to be like, certain makeup is there to attract light, so things like highlighters and whatnot. So if you've already got glary lights and your problem is that you've got too much glare on your face, then you probably want to use a slightly matter makeup than not. I have got a Clinique foundation on right now, the Stay Perfection 2-in-1 concealer foundation, and a slight bit of bronzer, which you can't see because I look really pale right now. I think you probably can wash you out more. I think I look more washed out right now than when I put my makeup on, which wasn't in front of the mirror. So I suppose you can probably afford to use a little bit more sort of bronzing to make you look more alive. Maybe do a little test shot first, put your makeup on as you would, not too shiny, and then have a look, do a little and then look at the tape. Okay, do I look pale, do I look too shiny, and then go back and do that again. And then once you do it, you just get used to it and it's second nature. I exciting. There might be everything. So keep an eye out. At some point, there will be the hashtag You Dance Challenge. So as Terence has said before, you know, we've created these 4 o'clock little lives so that we can just spread some positivity, because we would always have our 4 o'clock hug, which obviously we can't do right now. So keep an eye out for the hashtag You Dance Challenge. Tomorrow is Garrett for singers, rep for singers. Friday is Fitness Friday with Adam and Natasha. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. If you've got any questions, chuck it on the inbox. I or someone will answer it at some point. Lots of love. Hope everyone isn't going too crazy, and I will see you soon. So make sure you tune in tomorrow for what to have in your rep if you are a singer. Mwah! Lots of love, everyone. Bye.